Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have another Monster Jam commentary video on the channel, and this is going to be the freestyle competition from Show 2 in San Diego, California at Snapdragon Stadium. This was on January 5th of 2025, just a few weeks ago, and this was the second show of the opening weekend for Stadium Championship Series East. The first show we saw a lot of action and a lot of great freestyles, and hopefully we can see some even better freestyles here for show number 2. So without further ado, let's take a look at the lineup for this show, and once again, to get familiar with all the drivers that are on this tour for 2025. So to kick it all off, we have your freestyle winner from show number 1, Chris Kohler and Mayhem, looking to go back-to-back here in show number 2. Then we have your overall event champion from show 1, Armando Castro and El Toro Loco. We then have Camden Murphy in the all-new Classroom Crusher. And then we have Colt Stevens in Thunderus, followed up with the man himself, Bari Musauer in Zombie, who is also off to a very strong start this season. We then have the newest member of Team Scream. We have Kevin Crocker in Megalodon. Then we have Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack, followed up with Cynthia Gauthier and Lucas Stabilizer, once again in her first full-time season since 2023. We then have Tyler Meninga in Gravedigger, who is looking to redeem himself after a very poor performance in show 1. We then have Joe Foley in Axe, Mr. Excitement himself, Jim Kohler in Avenger, and then last but certainly not least, we have Mike Christensen in Vendetta. So once again, this is only the second ever Monster Jam commentary video on the channel. The first one was freestyle from show 1. It was a heck of a lot of fun filming that one for you guys, and hopefully this one can be even better. Like I said in the first one, there are definitely going to be a lot of ups and downs along the way, with this being literally the first time that I've ever done anything like this, but this show should be really good. This, once again, is the final show of the weekend here in San Diego, so without further ado, let's see who is going to kick us off here for freestyle. So coming up first to kick off the freestyle competition, we have Joe Foley in Axe. Oh my goodness, take a look at that. Some huge air to start off the freestyle run from Joe. That is a fantastic way to start your freestyle run. But yeah, in show number 1, it was a pretty lackluster performance. Unfortunately, he was only able to get a couple of hits in before the truck rolled over on him. So he's definitely looking for redemption here in show number 2. And yeah, that huge air was just a fantastic way to start. So let's see what else is in store here for this freestyle run from Joe. And yeah, looks like the truck is tipping over a little bit. Is he going to be able to save it? Yes, he is. Oh my goodness, what a save there from Joe Foley in Axe. And what a fantastic start to the freestyle run it's been. Starting it off with the huge air and then following it up with that save right there. Now obviously this is only the second show of the season for this tour, but without a doubt that is the best save that we have seen here in the first 2 shows. Now at the moment the clock is paused. Hopefully Joe is able to get the truck refired, because it would be really unfortunate if that's how it ended, because it's been a great start up until this point, and it looks like he is able to get the truck refired. Thank goodness for that. So we will just have to wait and see what else is in store here for this run. Some pretty decent air right there. Once again, trying to get redemption for his performance in show number 1. And the truck is going sideways on him again. Is he going to be able to pull off the save? No, he is not this time. Unfortunately, the truck rolls over on its side, and that is how the run is going to come to an end. But what a way to start the freestyle competition. Once again, he had some huge air, pulled off an amazing save, and then closed it out with that crash. It would have been really, really cool if he could have been able to pull off the save again. But nonetheless, even without being able to fill the time, he still scores an 8.654, which is a pretty solid way to kick off the freestyle competition. And that is now the score to beat, and it was definitely a much better freestyle run than he had in show number 1. But on the track now, we have the man himself, Tyler Meninga in Gravedigger. Now, just like Joe Foley, he also had a pretty lackluster performance in show 1. He only got 2 hits in before unfortunately rolling the truck over. Very, very uncharacteristic of him. But of course, we all know what Tyler is capable of. And once again, just like Joe, I'm sure that he is looking for redemption here in show number 2, trying to throw down a much better freestyle. And it's been a pretty solid run up until this point. There's some pretty good air there as well. So we'll just have to see what else he is going to be able to do here. And some much bigger air there, even bigger than the previous one. Back-to-back hits with some huge air for Tyler. Again, especially that second one right there. So we'll see what he is going to be able to do next. Once again, the score to beat right now, which is from Joe Foley and Axe, is an 8.654. We will see if he can beat it as he's heading for the backflip. And he's going to be able to land it. A perfect backflip there from Tyler Meninga and Gravedigger. Now let's see if he's going to send it after the backflip. Indeed he is. The truck is going sideways. Is he going to save it? Oh my God. No, he is not able to save it. He lands on his side. And unfortunately, that is how the run is going to come to an end. Just like Joe Foley, they both unfortunately roll over early, although it was still a very, very good score for Tyler. He scores a 9.196. That is the new score to beat, and he threw down a fantastic run for what it's worth. Again, he was not able to fill time, but it was still a much better run than he had in show number 1. Now on the track next, we have Mr. Excitement, Jim Kohler in Avenger, who is also looking to have a better performance than he did in show number 1. He was not able to fill the 30 seconds and unfortunately did not receive a score. And there's some huge air from Jim right there, and he clips the ramp. Is he going to pull off the save? No, he's not. He runs into Thunderus as well. And unfortunately, the first 3 guys that have freestyled have not been able to fill time. He rolls it over right there after getting some huge air. Unfortunately, he clipped the ramp that is right at the end of the stadium near where the trucks are. He bumps into Thunderus and rolls it over. And unfortunately, that's how the run comes to a close. Now, he receives a score of a 7.506, which, all things considered, for, I think, just barely filling the 30 seconds, that is a very, very respectable score because he only got just a handful of hits in. And then, yeah, had that huge air right there at the end. So, yeah, really looking forward to see what Jim is going to be able to do this year, because if he can continue doing things like that, it could be a very, very good year for him. But anyways, as you guys can see, on the track now, we have Cynthia Gautier and Lucas Stabilizer, who got some pretty good air right there. But, yeah, she is also looking to have a better performance than she did in show number 1, where she received a score of 5.818, so definitely not the run that she was looking for in show number 1. Looking to redeem herself here in show number 2. However, it kind of looks like she's dealing with some truck issues. Not exactly sure what that might be. Possibly some rear steer issues from the looks of it, but yeah, as you guys can see, definitely dealing with something with the truck there. Whether that be rear steer issues or something else, not totally sure, but yeah, very unfortunate after, once again, was not able to have the best freestyle in show 1. And yeah, definitely dealing with some sort of an issue here with the truck. Trying to make the most of it, though, to score the highest possible score that she can get. Yeah, really sad to see the truck like this. There's not really much to say. Like I said, just trying to do the best she can here with what she's got. But some rear steer issues for sure, unfortunately, hindering this run. But yeah, reverse donuts there, it looks like, as well, to close out the freestyle run from Cynthia Gautier. Unfortunately, dealing with some rear steer issues, like I said. And she does receive a better score, though, than the first show. But it was still only a 6.496, which unfortunately, out of the 4 competitors that we've seen so far, that is the lowest score so far. So once again, a 6.4 for Cynthia. And yeah, now on the track next, we have Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. He threw down a pretty solid run in show 1. He was not able to backflip, which I think kind of lowered his score a little bit, but he still scored right around an 8. It was still a pretty solid run to start off the season for him. So we'll see what he can do here in show 2. I'm sure he is definitely looking to up the performance here as well. Hopefully he can get a backflip in this run. Like I said, like he was unfortunately not able to do in show 1. And, yeah, it's pretty cool to see him make the jump up to stadiums this year, like I was talking about in the first show. Of course, he was in arenas last year as well as the few years before that, and finally making the jump up to stadiums this year. And, yeah, again, this is only the second show, but still making the most of it so far. He also had some pretty good performances in the 3 October shows, where he competed in all 3 of those as well. So, yeah, again, made the jump up to stadiums this year, and he is certainly making the most of it so far. So we'll just have to wait and see what else he's going to be able to do here. It's been a pretty solid run. Hasn't had the best momentum up until this point, but certainly hasn't been bad. And it looks like now he actually might be heading for the backflip. So, once again, unable to backflip in show 1. Let's see if he can land it here in show number 2. And yes, he is. A perfectly clean backflip for Dalton Widener. Now, let's see if he's going to send it after the backflip. Not quite a send, but a pretty nice sky wheelie right there off of the step up. Controls the truck back down on all 4 tires right there. So that was a pretty nice sky wheelie after the backflip. His first backflip of the season. Trying to close out the end of this run strong. Coming to the end here. And it looks like that is going to be it for Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. So the score for him was a 8.834. I would say probably slightly high from the run that we saw. It wasn't a horrible run by any means. It was still a pretty solid run. But I don't know if it was 8.8 worthy. But, I mean, still a pretty solid score, which at the moment, through the first 5 trucks so far, is going to put him in second place, only behind Tyler Meninga in Gravedigger. So on the track now, we have the newest member of Team Scream. We have Kevin Crocker in Megalodon, once again making the return to Monster Jam this year. Before the first show, which was the day before this, we had not seen him behind the wheel in 5 years. The last time we saw him was back in 2020 when he was driving El Toro Loco. And there's a pretty good save there. A very nice highlight to have here in just his second freestyle run in 5 years. But yeah, once again, the opportunity presented itself this season for him to finally get back behind the wheel after so many years, and he's definitely going to be looking to make the most of this opportunity. As cross thread right there. Oh God, he lands it on the back 2 tires. Hopefully it doesn't roll over. Okay, he's able to control the truck back down. That would have really been unfortunate if the truck rolled back there. That's what I was worried of, but once again, able to control the truck back down on all 4s. So we'll just have to see what else is in store here for this run. Definitely not the best momentum up until this point, other than the save and then that cool move that he had right before that. He hasn't really done too much here. Would definitely be good for him if he could pick up the momentum. Hasn't been horrible by any means, but yeah, momentum would definitely help him out a lot. And it looks like he's lining up for the backflip. He was unable to land it in show 1. Let's see if he can do it here. And yes, he does. A perfectly clean backflip for Kevin Crocker in Megalodon. That is the first ever career backflip for him as well that he has landed after his first ever attempt at a backflip in show 1, where he just slightly under-rotated it and was not able to pull off the save. But yeah, pretty clean backflip. Other than that and the save, though, has not really done too much in this freestyle, and unfortunately that is going to be the end of the run right there. And I was completely blown away when I saw this score. He scored a 9.244, taking the lead away from Tyler Meninga in Gravedigger, the new leader, again, with a 9.244. I mean, I've definitely been critical over the fan judging over the years, and I think that's just another moment right there because, I mean, let's be real, that was not a 9.2. I mean, it wasn't a horrible run, but a 9.2 is, in my opinion, pretty crazy, but it is what it is. So he's the new leader now. He has the new score to beat. So next up on the track now, we have Bari Musauer in Zombie, who is going to be trying to take the lead away from Megalodon. It's been a pretty good run up until this point. The momentum has been really, really good. And there is some huge air right there from Zombie. Take a look at that. He almost completely cleared that ramp. His back tires clipped it just a little bit. And going for some more big air right there, even bigger than the first one. Back-to-back hits with some huge air from Bari Musauer in Zombie. Let's see if he's going to do it again. Yes, he does. Some more pretty good air right there as well. Like I said, the momentum in this run has been phenomenal up until this point. Let's see if he can continue this amazing run so far. And once again, the score to beat right now is a 9.244 from Megalodon. And not really sure what's going on here, but the clock is paused. As you can see, something is hindering the run from continuing. Not exactly sure what that is, but hopefully he's able to get the truck refired, because this has been a pretty good run up until this point. And it looks like he is going to be able to get the truck refired. Thank God. Now, I'm not exactly sure what was going on, but he was stopped there for about a minute. I actually chopped off a pretty decent amount of the video right there, so we weren't just sitting here for a minute waiting. But anyways, he is going for the backflip. Let's see if he can land it. Yes, he does, into a moonwalk. Take a look at that, spinning around on the back two tires, and then controls the truck down on all fours. Let's see if he's going to send it now. Yes, he does. Some more big air. That was really, really cool. A backflip into a moonwalk, and once again spun the truck around on those back tires, and then got huge air, and then some more huge air right there. There's been like 4 or 5 hits in this run that have been really, really awesome with just some crazy huge air. And that is going to be the end of the run right there. And I think that he's going to take the lead from Megalodon, and he did. He scored a 9.346. It was really, really close. Megalodon had a 9.2, and then Zombie gets a 9.3. So it was enough to take the lead. And now Bari Musauer in Zombie is the new leader. And once again, he has the new score to beat. And a 9.3 is going to be pretty tough to beat, but we still have 4 more trucks to freestyle. And as you guys can see, hitting the track next, we have Colt Stevens in Thunderus, who gets some huge air, completely clears that ramp. His back tires didn't hit it at all. He completely cleared that. That was some huge air. One thing I've noticed across both of the shows here in San Diego from this weekend, a lot of the drivers are really liking that ramp for huge air. It's been, drivers have gotten huge air off of that ramp a number of times. So we'll see if that will be a trend that continues throughout the season here. But yeah, pretty good run nonetheless so far here for Colt Stevens in Thunderus. And some more huge air right there. Oh my God, back-to-back runs here from Zombie and now Thunderus that both were just filled with a lot of huge air. A little bit of a sky wheelie right there as well. Let's see if he can get some more big air here. Not so much. I thought he was going to send it more than that, but and it looks like the truck is rolling over here. He took a little bit of a sharp turn, I guess, and unfortunately, he's not able to save it. So the run comes to a very abrupt end, and that is going to be it. He left a lot of time on the clock, and he only scores a 7.376. A lot to be desired in that run, although he had multiple hits with huge air, but I'm sure he was really hoping to fill the clock because that could have been a much better score if he did. But anyways, we now only have 3 more trucks left to freestyle. On the track now, we have Camden Murphy in the all-new Classroom Crusher, and he's only about 2 hits into the run, and I'm not sure what's going on here. The clock is paused. Hopefully he will be able to refire. He had a pretty solid run in the first show. Looking to do that once again here, but unfortunately it looks like that is it for the run. Only 2 hits into the run, and he is done. So Camden Murphy in Classroom Crusher does not receive a score. Very, very disappointing. Not exactly sure what went wrong there, but again, no score for him. So only 2 more left to go. And on the track now, we have Armando Castro and El Toro Loco, your overall event champion from event number 1, looking to do the same thing here yet again for event number 2. He threw down a very solid freestyle as well. As the truck is rolling over, can he get the save? He does save the truck, but it looks like he lands on top of the barriers. And unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be the end of the run. I guess because he hit the barrier there on the outside, that's going to do it. So after he had a good run in show 1, he started to have a good run here in show 2, but that's going to be it. And unfortunately, he didn't even fill the 30 seconds. So El Toro Loco does not receive a score. Very, very unfortunate. I don't really know why he couldn't continue. I mean, obviously it's because he went out of bounds because he hit the barrier, but I don't know. I think they should have let him continue, but I don't know. But anyways, once again, no score for El Toro Loco. And now on the track now, the final truck to freestyle, we have Chris Kohler in Mayhem. He won freestyle in show number 1, and he's looking to back that up and win here once again, trying to throw down a great freestyle for the second night in a row. He really had an amazing run in the first night. There were a lot of really good moments in that run. And there's some huge air right there. And a little save there as well. Gets the truck back down on all 4 tires. A pretty good run up until this point for Chris Kohler, who once again is trying to get the freestyle win for back-to-back shows. His score in the first show was a 9.542, which if he were to score that again here, he would win because the score to beat is a 9.346 from Zombie. As you guys saw, he had a little bicycle there, and now the nose of the truck hit that ramp right there, pops it up into a wheelie. A pretty cool moment right there. But yeah, once again, if he were to get that score again, he would win freestyle again. So we can see if he can replicate that freestyle from last night. And yeah, Bari Musauer again is the one holding that top score, a 9.346, which is going to be tough to beat here. But it's been a pretty good run up until this point. Some huge air from Mayhem, the all-new Mayhem truck. He gets it into a stoppie, rides it out into a moonwalk a little bit, and then controls the truck back down on all 4s. And as you guys can see, he's now lining up for the backflip. So let's see if he can land it here. And yes, he does. A perfectly clean backflip from Chris Kohler in Mayhem. Now, the clock has hit 0, so the run is over, but giving just a little bit more for the fans here at the end. And unfortunately, as you guys can see, that is going to cost him. He ends up rolling the truck over onto his roof, and that is going to do it. Like I said, the clock was already at 0 before he even did that, and he probably regrets continuing the run now because he rolled over. But nonetheless, it was a really, really great run from Chris Kohler in Mayhem for the second night in a row. And he scores a 9.157, a really, really good score. Not quite as good as the first show, and that is going to put him in 4th place here for freestyle in this show. And that is going to do it for freestyle. So the winner is Bari Musauer in Zombie. Once again, he scored a 9.346, and he picks up the freestyle win here in show number 2 in San Diego, California. Now, the overall event champion is Tyler Meninga in Gravedigger. He won racing and skills, and then he placed 3rd place in freestyle. So he had a really good show here as well, definitely making up for his lackluster performance in show number 1 here in San Diego. But that is going to do it, guys, for the second ever commentary video on the channel. So let me know down in the comments below what you guys are thinking so far. And as always, if you guys have any tips or advice on things that I could do differently to make these even better, make sure to let me know down in the comment section below, because I always like to see your guys' feedback. And again, if there's anything you guys think that I could do to make these better, I would love to hear it. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, because we are still on the road to 20,000 subscribers. I'm finally just about to hit 17,000. So again, if you guys could please subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. And then make sure to leave a like on the video as well if you guys enjoyed. And I will see you guys next time.